Hey everybody, Megabyte here. Welcome to American Muscle Series at Road America. Always promises to be a good time. It's pretty much a draft lock track, so it promises some close racing, some door banging action, lots of corners to mix it up on this one. And right now, looks like we stuck it out front with the fastest lap. We're sitting on pole with a 227.8. Nobody else has gotten into the 227s yet. There's still a few minutes left in qualifying, but hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to grid up, see how it goes. All right, the lights are up. It's time to go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
Holy smokes. These boys came to race.
Still there, hold your line. Still there. Clear on the left.
A little bit of a slow getaway. Gotta mind these tires. Can't go super hard right out the gate. Burn these suckers up. Schnackle with a little bit of a slide there. Got to be careful with those tires, man. He's going to hurt them. I was definitely a little too cautious off that start. Just wanted to make sure that I definitely didn't light up the tires at all, and went a little too cautious on it. It's all right, car's heavy on fuel. Just bide our time here. Chuck Labano hanging with us back there. Staying in the draft. Chuck sets the fastest lap back there. Look at him go. The 2:27.9. Can't let Fabian get away up there. Keep the pressure on Schnack.
That was the fastest lap of the session. The car in P5 just set the fastest lap. 27.636.
Yep, everybody's flying. Track temp's down to 87 degrees, so shouldn't be too much of a tire test. Surprised I'm not catching these guys down the straights at all, though. Go for it, Shaq.
The next car's the leader, left side. Keep to the right. Keep to the right. Keep to the right.
I'm gonna get caught out.
Clear on the left. Right side. Still there. Going on the left. Still there.
Getting shuffled, man. Look at these boys.
Car looks clean. Clear on the right. Car right. Still there. Still there. Clear on the right.
Missed the shift.
Left side. Clear.
It's going to pieces.
Left side. Still there. Hold your line. Clear on the left.
Yeah, you know it. Well, the wind just evaporated. And we got 3X already. Well, clean driver points and the win is quickly evaporating here.
Car looks fine. No damage.
Okay,
to report.
thank goodness
No
we didn't get any
Car
damage.
looks clean.
Dang it, man. How quickly the top spots evaporated here.
Left side. Clear.
Oh no!
Ahead, car stop on the left. The next car's the leader. The leader's pitting now. The leader's pitting now.
Huge accident.
The leader's pitting now.
I'm so sorry, Andy.
Oh no, bailing was involved again, man. That guy can't buy a break.
The leader's pitting now. You're now in third. The leader is running 29.052. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car 2 is now leading.
All right, let's chase down Fabian now. It's only 3 seconds ahead. We got 25 minutes. If Chuck here does a little bit of pushing, we can definitely catch him.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess so. That could have been me involved in that incident for sure. All right, well, we're back in second.
That was your fastest lap of the session. Okay, you're in second.
We're definitely catching Fabian. Caught him by over half a second last lap.
pulled my connection issue, didn't mess you up too bad, Dave. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you disappeared for like a solid 2 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like that long.
Whew. All right, we reeled him in by another second here.
The next car's the leader.
Should have a little bit of draft now.
Hey, Neil, give him a little space.
Gotta cool the tires off a little bit. Been going a little hard here the last few laps. Don't be too hard on yourself, man. GT3 cars are a whole different ball game. Good thing I'm not a quitter. That's true. Can't quit.
Sorry, Jay.
Sounds like there's a lot of mix and matching going on back there in the back of the pack.
Lap of the session. Car right. Stay on the left. Still there, hold your line. Keep to the left. Still there. Clear. Left side. Still there. Stay on the right. Keep to the right. And hold your line. Clear on the left. Left side. Still there, hold your line.
Oh, you're going to set it that time, Gage.
Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left.
Oof.
Let's see if we can catch Mike and Brandon.
That's good racing.
Right side. Stay on the left. Clear, car right. Keep to the left. Clear Clear on the right.
Baby, and putting up a fight, man. You got a good exit there. All right, take a deep breath. 15 more minutes of this. I don't know if I can take it.
Sorry, Joe, missed the shift.
Left side.
I figured that's what happened. All good, buddy.
No.
Clear, hold your line. Clear. Car on.
I'm the one who's mad.
Stay on the left.
That was a little deep.
Still there. Clear on the right.
Hey, you can have me that list too.
Car on. Keep to the left. Clear. Right side. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right.
All right. We're only going to make a move now if we're sure it's going to stick.
Car on.
Let it go,
Still there,
Fabian.
Hold your line. Still there, hold your line. Still there. Keep to the left. Keep to the left. Keep to the left.
We got the inside now.
Stay on the left. Clear on the right. Car right. Stay on the left. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
This is what it's all about, boys. You got 17 off tracks to use. You might as well use them, especially after you've already thrown away your clean driver points.
Keep it up. We're in a great spot. The leader is running 29.509.
Okay, under 10 minutes to go. Gotta find a way to get around Fabian. Car's getting super loose through there.
What about 5 laps of fuel? Left side. Keep to the right. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left.
No, no, no! Get into... Oh!
Right side. Clear.
Frickin' missed shift, man. Every time I try to run third through that corner, missed the shift to fourth.
Same place.
My bad, Joe.
Yeah, anytime I get out of sequence there, it's bad news.
Sorry, Andy. I don't know. I might have braked a little bit too much.
No, that's my fault.
All right, 5 minutes left. We got to get around this guy. Come on.
Left side. Still there, hold your line. Stay on the right. Still there, hold your line. Still there, hold your line. Still there.
Unbelievable.
Clear on the left. Car on your left. Stay on the right. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. All right. Still there. Keep to the left. Car on your left. Clear.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I really thought
No, I
Aaron
tried
was
to
going to
see
come
that
into
now.
play right there.
All right.
One last time.
Keep to the left. Keep to the left. Clear on the right.
Finally got him. Now can we hold him off for 2 minutes? Should get the white flag this lap.
Oh, no, him. Good save.
Whew. Boy, I'm sweating. That was some fun racing, boys.
Left, 2 left to fuel left. flag. Stay smooth.
Sorry, Andy.
No worries, good save.
You're back in the lead.
Yeah, that was a bummer, man. I want to look back and see what happened with you and Andrew. That looked like a pretty gnarly accident. Gotta hold Fabian off here. Oh boy. Yeah, it sounds like Andy's been having a tough time back there in general. Tires are cooked.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Up the hill, going to the line. Let's do it, boys. Whew, we made it harder than it had to be, that's for sure.
You won.
Holy
Bother to go
smokes,
up.
man. That's the sweatiest one I've had in AMS in a minute, man. We were racing side by side for lap after lap. That was
Good lap,
intense.
Fucking awesome, guys.
Waiting to get into the broadcast booth for the interview, and we're checking out the start of the race here. Not our best start by any means. We took it pretty cautious, and it cost us off the start here, but I honestly was feeling totally confident still at this point. I had no worries, and man, these guys put on some pace tonight. I was struggling by halfway through the race, and then we found the pace again. Unfortunate that Schnack and Andrew got into that incident, but it kind of opened the door to leave Fabian all alone out front, and then he was kind of a sitting duck. Me and Chuck ran him down, and then the three of us proceeded to trade punches every lap for like 20 minutes, it felt like. Man, I was just like, I don't know if I can take this anymore. Finally got around Fabian after battling for so long. It almost felt like he just got tired.
Was somebody else in here, Taylor?
No, I'm just talking to my stream.
Okay.
Just talking to myself. Yeah, just sitting here talking to myself.
I'm like, wait a minute, where is everybody?
Yeah, just sitting here talking to myself.
Mr. Blunt, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, Taylor. That was an up and down race. We didn't know what to make of it. The race starts, you start on the pole. That's great. You miss a shift on the start, or maybe just a little bit of wheel spin there. That's not so great. Then you take the lead back. That is great again. So kind of a roller coaster night. Tell me about it.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. That's got to be one of my top 5 all-time favorite fun races right there. I was just super cautious off the start. I knew, we were going to have the draft. We were all going to be close up there. There was going to be swapping the lead around a little bit. And, man, I've thought, okay, I'm chilling in third. I'm relaxed here. And then I missed a shift and fell back a little bit further. I still wasn't super worried at that point, but Then I saw Andrew and Schnack get into it up there. Unfortunately, took them out of contention. Kind of left Fabian as a sitting duck up there. And boy, I'll tell you, once Chuck and I ran him down, man, it was just a battle royale for like 20 minutes straight. It felt like. I mean, I'm exhausted right now. That was absolutely door to door fun racing, lap after lap. That's what I love about this league, man. It was just super clean, super fun racing.
It was fun in the booth. I mean, just watching you guys was an absolute blast. Now, you mentioned Fabian's wire and all those laps he led. It seemed like his defensive driving was absolutely on point. There were times where I thought for sure you were going to make the move, you were going to get around him, but then somehow he would have just enough momentum to hold you off, and it took you quite a while to make that move and make it stick. Were you starting to get a little bit frustrated behind him, or were you just kind of enjoying the race?
Honestly, I was enjoying it. I've raced against Fabian before. I know he's a super clean driver. He'll put it off the track and into the wall before he'll make contact with another car. So I knew I could trust him going into every one of those corners. And yeah, I've also known before that he is a fantastically defensive driver, and I knew he was going to be tough to pass, and sure enough, he was. But finally got the job done.
Yes, you did. Fabian did a phenomenal job, but you got him in the end there, able to take that position back. And like you said, it was an all-out brawl. I think you guys were all in the lead at some point or another, just kind of trading it back and forth. Before we let you go celebrate the big win, Taylor, any shout-outs you'd like to make?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my mom and my wife. Once again, I know she had to go to bed early tonight, but she's going to watch this replay and she's going to love it. Yeah, big shout out to Chuck Labano tonight too, man. He was mixing it up there with us in the front, and it's good to see him up there. He was really clean driving, and yeah, just shout out to the league as usual. Lots of organization goes into making this a success, and I really appreciate it continuing on and given great races like this. I mean, like I said, this is by far, yeah, definitely my top five. Definitely my top five of the most fun I've had in a race. So.
Could not have said it better myself. Thank you for your time, Mr. Balan, and thank you for putting on a good show. That was so much fun to watch, and it's drivers like you that make it such a joy to be up here in the booth, and so fun for the folks at home to tune in and watch this series. And yeah, just a great time overall. Congratulations.
Thanks again, guys. All right, that does the interview part. We've been watching a little bit of this replay. This part of the race at first seemed a little bit boring, but we've been just kind of watching here as we followed along. Like I said, at this point of the race, wasn't super worried. Wasn't really thinking, oh, I got to hurry up and catch these guys and get the lead back. I was literally just biding my time, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. But Fabian and Schnack were putting on some wicked pace out front, and I was convinced they were going to burn their tires up, and then, I would breeze past them later in the race. I think I did have a little bit more tires left than Fabian by the end of the race. So it paid off in the very end. But let's skip ahead a couple laps here because all of a sudden we ended up making a big mistake here that cost us, and we basically got shuffled. I believe it was on this lap here, and we were very lucky to come away from this mistake with only losing one position, basically, because I think it was this lap. Yeah, I came through here, and I'm pretty sure, nope, it wasn't this lap. It must be next lap. So maybe it was through here. Did I? Oh, that's right. It was Schnack, or Fabian got a bad run down the straight here, and Schnack went for the move on the inside, and I thought, well, I'll just follow him through. No big deal. End up getting caught on the outside of Fabian, and outside is not where you want to be through this fast left-hander over the crest, and I drifted it out a little too wide there. Couldn't carry as much momentum as I wanted. Definitely too shallow of an angle into this corner. Couldn't get a run out. And Fabian gets a good run around the outside, which unfortunately kind of leaves me hung out to dry. Schnack, being the champion that he is, gives me the draft at the end of the straight that thankfully kind of saves my bacon a little bit. And we come very close, door to door, hanging it through turn one. Yeah, I saw that, Schnack. That was nice, man. I saw you were making sure we weren't gonna go single file again behind you. You were trying to run away with it, man. Good strategy. And then I get caught on the outside here. But thankfully, I'm able to make these positions back up. I basically got shuffled at this point. I was like, oh man, we're in bad shape. We're all the way back to 5th. And this is when the first time in the race I actually started to get a little bit worried at all. I was honestly like, okay, now we're getting a little bit of drift of the leaders. You know, we're separated from their draft. Chuck gets super loose there, so I'm able to get that position back from him. And Andrew kind of runs away with it. And then I believe this is where I missed my shift. So Chuck gets into the back of me. Good job for him on him, not just totally obliterating my car right there. Heads up driving on his part. Big mistake for me here again, where I was just all out of sorts for a second and lose that position. At this point, I'm definitely getting worried. I'm back here kind of getting swamped. You know, almost looking at 6th place for a second. David Fernandez, David Moore, Neil Kemp, all right there, ready to pounce on the slightest mistake. Thankfully, able to refocus, able to get it going again here, and get back up towards the front, even though by the end of this lap, even kind of made a couple more mistakes that made the 2 Davids behind me look like they were ready to just, you know, chomp at the bit, ready to get it going again. But we had a lot of time left here. So we skip ahead a couple of laps. I believe this lap here, we're able to get around Chuck. Oh, shoot. In between there, we missed the incident. The incident that definitely cut down the number of cars for the lead pack. So let's take a look at it here. Down into Canada corner. Jeff Schnackle in the lead. Fabian Zweyer close behind him. Andrew Bailing in 3rd, trailing just a little bit behind. Schnackle here gets into the right-hander, gets out a little bit wide, gets on the gravel, car gets loose, bam, into the wall, collects Andrew Bailing in the process, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that completely took both of them. Oh man, we kind of lost track of the incident now. So if we skip ahead 1 lap, we should be able to go back to it. So if we stay with Fabian's car, I believe we should get a kind of a clear view of it here. Schnack into the wall, collects Andrew Bailing, and then at this point, I'm just trusting that Chuck sees a clear path through the track because I can't really see what's going on with his big old Mustang rear end in front of me. So I follow him through and end up following here for a couple of laps, but ultimately decide, you know what, Chuck, I can go a little faster here. I think he decided the same thing. I think Chuck made a very smart move here, knowing, hey, if we're going to catch Fabian, let's get the faster guy in front. I'll stay in his draft and stay with him, and we'll get up there. And sure enough, we did. So at this point, Fabian has over a 3-second lead on the 2 of us after we sorted all that out. And lap after lap, we reel it in. So it really only took about 3 laps, and Chuck is still right there, though. So it's not like I pulled away from him. He's still in our draft. And then, of course, once Fabian and I start battling, it's all out, man. I just lap after lap. There was so many times I thought for sure I had this move done. And, man, Fabian, super clean, able to carry speed on the offline really, really well. Really, really good job for him tonight. And good job for with Chuck Labano, too. You know, just staying in it right there. There was a couple of times he jumped in the mix. I think he even had the lead at one point. You know, because Fabian and I were just trading punches at the front, which obviously is not the fastest way to go around the track. But I mean, here's a time where I thought for sure I could get this move done. I probably could have pinched a little bit more to the inside there. Got a little loose on the exit, so I couldn't carry it. Again, probably could have cut this corner a little bit tighter. Just wanted to make sure I gave plenty of room to Fabian. Didn't want to crowd anything. Super hard to go through this corner with any kind of speed because it's always going to wash you out in the car on the outside. And again, I didn't want to ruin somebody else's race. We had a fantastic one here for lap after lap. We could sit here and watch this replay all day, but I think you guys saw it in the car, and there was some really great moves on both parties. But let's look at the final pass that finally got the job done. I don't think this was it. This was another time that I was like, man, Fabian, give it up. And then there was another time that I finally did get the inside into turn 1. Not this one. Okay, so where is the one that I took the inside into turn 1? I ended up making a move like super late to the inside at one point. And almost caused a major incident. Because that's the last lap. Where was it, man? One of these laps, I think this might be it. Here we go. Because I was catching him and I thought, you know, he's not protecting the inside this time. I'm going to try it. But just barely got it slowed down. A little bit of elbow, but really slowed up. Tried to make sure I didn't cause an incident. This is where Chuck comes back into the mix. And I believe he even takes over second spot there for a minute. But thankfully able to shuffle to the inside here. He ends up on the outside. I'm able to take a little bit more track. Chuck gets super loose coming through there. Nice save by him. And then it's back to me chasing down Fabian. And I think I even bump drafted him a couple of times here. But he kept going defensive every corner, which would force me to make a move because otherwise it would just slow us down anyway. I thought for sure here I had the move done, man. Like, look at this. I've got the inside going down into this corner. I could have swept out wider. Got loose on exit, though. Couldn't get the power down. So Fabian comes back around the outside and carries a ton of speed through here. And then once he's got the inside through this corner, I thought, man, he actually got the move done. Nice job. He was carrying tons of speed on that offline. Really good at it. I did not practice enough of my offline racing for this. I got really, really quick when I could drive my line. But the offline racing, there was no holding a candle to what Fabian could do. And it was only by, I think, just purely wearing him out, making him so tired he couldn't fight anymore, is the only way I finally got this job done. I don't know. I feel like sending him a message and being like, did you get tired or what, man? Because I feel like by the end of this race, he almost kind of like just gave it in. And there was another missed shift through here at some point too, where so I did bump draft him a little bit here, was trying to kind of recover the tires, cool things back off, figure out where to make a move. But we were all over the track, moves back and forth. Man, this was a great race. I just had so much fun doing this one tonight. This was an absolute blast. Hope you guys enjoyed it too, because it doesn't get much better than that, folks. If you guys caught it on the broadcast, I'm going to go watch the broadcast here. See, there was my missed shift. Again, Chuck did a great job of not running into the back of me right there and ruining, you know, the win here, because if I had gotten rear end damage, I think that would have caused the car to lose quite a bit. So we fell back from Fabian here quite a bit, but I think that's actually what caused me to get enough of a draft, enough of a run kind of back up on Fabian's rear bumper here, where we were finally able to get the move done. I can't even remember where it was at this point. Where did we finally get the pass done? We're side by side again down into turn 5. I've got the outside here. Could have used even more track. Definitely cut super close to the inside this time. But man, Fabian able to get out of there super well for taking such a shallow line. Again, I left a little bit too much space here. Could have been a little tighter. I do have the inside line here again. But once again, he's able to carry a ton of speed around that outside. And Chuck even gets back in the mix. And then at this point, I think there's only like 5 minutes left. I'm thinking like, man, this is a great mix here. Chuck even pulls it into the lead, gets around Fabian right here. And I don't know what happened there. If Chuck missed a shift there himself or what. I almost went into the back of him. Thankfully able to avoid that. And then going through here, we're getting super close. I ultimately decide if we start fighting now, Fabian's going to pull out too much of a lead. There's no way we can let this happen. I'm going to fall back in behind Chuck, take the draft, and make sure we can close Fabian in. Fabian gets a bad run through the kink there, too. So that kind of saves us from that. And Aaron Bray coming up ahead of us here, I was convinced that maybe I would end up using a lapped car ahead to finally get this move done. Chuck goes super deep into Canada corner, gives up first place after he just finally got it. And then it's Fabian and I once again here. Chuck still isn't out of it, though. He's still right there. Dave Moore close behind him, sitting in fourth place. And I think this is finally the lap, folks. This is finally the lap that the move gets done. So around the outside through turn one, definitely went as deep and as fast as I dared go here with how worn out the tires are. Look how loose the rear end Fabian was getting under braking there. Finally get the job done going into turn two. And that was all she wrote. We drove it to the finish from here. Fabian, I think at this point, might have cooked those rear tires. That's what happens if you run a little bit too much rear brake bias in these cars. You can be super aggressive early. You can definitely brake later and slow the car down faster, but you'll cook those rear tires by late in the race. I think that's what happened to Fabian here. I think that's what cost him the win. But man, what a battle. Let's go look at the results. All right, here's our results from this hosted session American Muscle Series race. Gold trophy next to my name, battled it out with only a 1500ths interval by the line, but man, the race felt so much closer than that. What a great battle with Fabian's Wire and Chuck Labano. Would have loved to have more people in there. I know Jeff Schnackle and Andrew Bailing all had the pace to be up there at the front. And great finish to David Moore, bringing it home fourth place. Sounds like he had a heck of a battle with David Fernandez. I heard a bunch of chat, like a bunch of guys were having good battles back here. I heard Joe Sacchetti say he had a great battle with Andy Bell for a while. It sounded like the Challenger. Freddie Weaver comes away with the win, but said he was battling super hard, probably with Matt Thompson here. Yeah, Ron Wolf, I mean, all of these guys. It was just a fantastic race out there. I love Road America for that fact, especially with these cars. The draft just keeps us all close together. Really happy to come away with the win tonight. And we're also going to go over and take a quick look at the points.